You've heard about the peaceful, enlightened aura of highly spiritual individuals, but what if that radiant energy field isn't as benign as it seems? Today, we're exposing a hidden truth: the potential dangers posed by extremely spiritual people. At the heart of this issue is the aura shield, a potent energy barrier that can unintentionally harm others. Let's disclose 10 surprising ways that intensely spiritual individuals might be negatively impacting those around them, all while believing they're spreading light and love. 1. The emotional vampire. Highly spiritual people often pride themselves on their empathy, but this can turn them into unwitting emotional vampires. Their aura shield, meant to protect, instead acts like a psychic magnet, drawing in and amplifying the emotions of others. This can leave those around them feeling drained and emotionally exhausted after interactions. In social settings, these spiritual individuals might dominate conversations with their emotional intensity, leaving others feeling overwhelmed and unable to process their own feelings. Friends and family members might find themselves constantly on edge around these empaths, subconsciously guarding their emotions to avoid being energetically consumed. 2. The toxic positivity spreader. While positivity is generally beneficial, some highly spiritual people take it to an extreme. Their aura shield becomes a force field of relentless optimism, dismissing or minimizing the genuine struggles and negative emotions of others. This toxic positivity can make those around them feel invalidated and misunderstood. People experiencing real hardships might feel pressured to suppress their true feelings, leading to emotional repression and isolation. The spiritual individual's constant push for positive thinking can create an environment where authentic emotional expression is discouraged, potentially hindering others' ability to cope with life's challenges healthily. 3. The spiritual narcissist. Some highly spiritual people develop a subtle form of narcissism, using their spiritual practices and beliefs to fuel a sense of superiority. Their aura shield becomes a pedestal, elevating them above less enlightened individuals. This spiritual ego can manifest in condescending behavior, unsolicited advice giving, and a dismissive attitude towards others' beliefs and experiences. Those around spiritual narcissists might feel constantly judged or less than, leading to decreased self-esteem and self-doubt. Relationships can become one-sided, with the spiritual individual always positioning themselves as the teacher or guru, never the student or equal partner. This dynamic can stifle personal growth and authentic connection for those in their orbit. 4. The reality distorter. Intensely spiritual people sometimes become so focused on higher realms and esoteric concepts that they inadvertently distort reality for those around them. Their aura shield acts like a prism, bending perception and potentially leading others astray. This can be particularly dangerous when it comes to practical matters like health, finances, or personal safety. Friends or followers might be influenced to make poor decisions based on spiritual concepts rather than practical considerations. For example, they might be encouraged to ignore medical advice in favor of alternative healing methods, or to make risky financial decisions based on spiritual guidance. This reality distortion can have serious, real-world consequences for those who fall under its influence. 5. The boundary buster. Many highly spiritual individuals believe in the interconnectedness of all beings, which can lead to a disregard for personal boundaries. Their aura shield becomes an invasive force, pushing past the natural barriers others set up for their own protection. This can manifest in various ways, from inappropriate physical touch to emotional and energetic intrusion. People around these boundary-busting spiritual types might find themselves feeling constantly on guard, unable to maintain their personal space or privacy. This can lead to feelings of violation and discomfort, even if the spiritual person believes they're acting out of love or a desire to help. Over time, this boundary violation can erode trust and create a sense of unease in relationships. 6. The karmic debt collector. Some spiritual individuals take the concept of karma to an extreme, viewing every interaction through the lens of cosmic debt and repayment. Their aura shield becomes a karmic ledger, constantly tallying perceived spiritual debts and credits. This mindset can lead to manipulative behavior, where they pressure others into actions or favors under the guise of balancing karma. Those around them might feel burdened by imaginary karmic debts, leading to guilt-driven decisions and actions. Relationships become transactional, with every kind act carrying the weight of expected return. This karmic scorekeeping can create an atmosphere of tension and obligation, draining the joy from genuine acts of kindness and connection. 7. The energy manipulator. Highly spiritual people often believe in their ability to manipulate energy, but this can lead to unethical practices. Their aura shield becomes a tool for energetic interference, potentially influencing others without their conscious consent. This might involve attempts to heal or align someone's energy without permission, or using visualization techniques to manifest outcomes that affect others. People in their vicinity might experience unexplained mood swings, energy fluctuations, or a sense of being energetically invaded. While the spiritual individual might believe they're helping, this unsolicited energetic manipulation can be a violation of personal autonomy and energetic sovereignty. It can leave others feeling energetically vulnerable and exposed. 8. The spiritual bypasser. Many intensely spiritual people unknowingly engage in spiritual bypassing, using spiritual concepts to avoid dealing with real-world problems or emotions. Their aura shield becomes a bubble of denial, and this avoidance can negatively impact those around them. They might dismiss others' genuine concerns or struggles with platitudes about everything happening for a reason, or just needing to raise their vibration. This behavior can be particularly harmful in close relationships, where partners or family members might feel their needs are constantly being ignored or minimized. The spiritual bypasser's refusal to engage with difficult emotions or situations can leave others feeling unsupported and alone in dealing with life's challenges. It can also model unhealthy coping mechanisms, potentially influencing others to avoid their own problems rather than addressing them directly. 9. The cosmic gaslighter. Some highly spiritual individuals, convinced of their enhanced perception or psychic abilities, may engage in a form of cosmic gaslighting. Their aura shield becomes a lens through which they claim to see truth that others can't, potentially making those around them doubt their own perceptions and experiences. They might insist on their interpretation of events or emotions, dismissing others' perspectives as unenlightened or spiritually immature. This behavior can be deeply destabilizing for those on the receiving end. People might begin to question their own judgment, intuition, and sense of reality. Over time, this can lead to an erosion of self-trust and confidence. In extreme cases, it can create a dynamic where others become dependent on the spiritual individual for validation and interpretation of their own experiences, stunting their personal growth and spiritual development. 10. The Ascension obsessed. Highly spiritual people fixated on the concept of spiritual ascension or enlightenment can create a dangerous atmosphere of pressure and judgment. Their aura shield becomes a measuring stick, constantly assessing others' spiritual progress. This obsession can manifest as pushing others towards practices or beliefs they're not ready for, or creating a hierarchy based on perceived spiritual advancement. Those around ascension-obsessed individuals might feel a constant sense of inadequacy or failure if they don't experience the same spiritual phenomena or reach the same perceived level of enlightenment. This pressure can lead to spiritual burnout, anxiety, or a complete rejection of spirituality. It can also foster an unhealthy competitive atmosphere in spiritual communities, where genuine growth is overshadowed by the pursuit of spiritual status or experiences. Understanding these potential dangers doesn't mean we should view all spiritual people with suspicion. Instead, it highlights the importance of maintaining balance, respect, and ethical boundaries in spiritual practice. By recognizing these pitfalls, we can work towards a more grounded and compassionate approach to spirituality that enhances our connections rather than harming them. The aura shield, when properly managed, can indeed be a force for positive change. The key lies in remaining aware of how our spiritual practices and beliefs impact others, always respecting individual autonomy and the diversity of spiritual paths. True spiritual growth involves not just expanding our own consciousness, but also cultivating genuine empathy and understanding for others' journeys. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.